So, Bezrat Hashem. So we want to talk today about the Kiddush cup. Right? So we're going to talk about the measure of the Kiddush cup. But before we get there, we're going to have to learn a little bit of parasha. And through the parasha, we're going to get to the halakha, to the law of the Kiddush cup. So, Parashat Va'era. Okay? In Parashat Va'era, Hashem is telling Moshe Rabbeinu 4 different languages of salvation, of Geula. He's telling him, you complained that I didn't do anything for my people? You should know. Ve'otzeti, I'll take them out from Egypt. Then he tells him, Ve'itzalti, I'll save them. And he tells him, Ve'ga'alti, I'll deliver them. And then it says, Velakachti, and I'll take them as a nation. From those 4 words, Chachamim come and they install for us 4 cups on Pesach. On Pesach, there's a mitzvah to drink 4 cups. Every Friday, every holiday, you do Kiddush on 1 cup. But comes to Pesach, we have 4 cups. Why? Because now we're in Egypt. We're about to go out. We're about to be Nig'alim, delivered from there, right? Saved from there, right? Brought to Israel from there. So Hashem is using 4 different words. Ve'otzeti, ve'itzalti, ve'ga'alti, ve'lakachti. Sechachamim, for each word Hashem said, 1 cup of Kiddush. So you start Pesach, Kadesh. You reach the half of the Agadah. You take another cup, 2nd cup, you do Baruch Ata Hashem Ga'al Israel. You eat matzah and everything, you eat the meal, and you come to say Birkat Hamazon. And when you finish the Hallel, you say 4th cup. Those are the 4 cups of Pesach. Okay? Votzeti, Veitzalti, Vegalti, Lakachti. Rabbeinu Bechaye comes and he says, no, we have another source for 4 cups. Where? Yosef HaTzadik. Yosef is in prison, 12 years. 10 years, more likely, 10 years. Over there, in the last year, 2 ministers. The one who pours the drinks to Paro and the one who bakes all the goods, right? All the baked goods for Paro. But they didn't bake it, they are ministers. So basically, they have workers, work for them, preparing wine, and he's serving Paro. So he's the butler, minister of butlers. And the other one was the minister of bakers. So he's in charge. They're baking, he's telling what to do, and he comes to Paro, s'il vous plaît, here you have the bread. Okay? Very good. At night, 2 of them have dreams. We're going to see only the butler, Sarah Mashkim. He's telling him, in my dream, you know what I saw? I saw a cluster of grapes, eshkol anavim, and there was 3 branches. And I was taking the grapes and I was squeezing them, and juice came out. And I had on my hand the cup of Paro, and I filled up the cup with wine, and I went to Paro and I served them. Ooh, Amar Yosef, very good dream. Whoa, wow. You cannot have a better dream than that. That means 3 branches, 3 days. You are the minister of butlers. Paro is going to have a party, and he's going to need you. He's going to take you out of prison, and you're going to bring back the cup to Paro's hand. And it's exactly what happened. Says the Kliyakar, over there we find 4 times the word kos. The Sarah Mashkim, as he's talking, he's mentioning the word kos 4 times. So this is where we learn the 4 cups. From the 4 cups mentioned in the dream of the butler, the minister of butlers. Okay? There is a whole explanation. Why should we learn from here, not from here? And what does this mean? But this is not today's class. When we get there, at Hashem, we're going to explain this. Maybe towards Pesach, we can explain more in details what does this mean. But not now. Right now, we have 2 sources. That's what we need. Very good. Now, talking about a cup. Talking about cups, right? So, it has to be halachot. It has to be laws. You cannot use any cup you want. For example, if you want to do Kiddush, and you want to use a one-time use cup, like disposable cups, plastic, paper, whatever you want, right? According to some opinions, it's not kosher. Why? Because a cup has to be a vessel. Vessel is called a kli. And a kli, right, is not something you throw. If you have a cup in the cabinet, in the kitchen cabinet, You're not going to drink and throw it in the garbage. So the fact that you throw it, yes, it contains your drink, but according to some opinions, it's not considered a cup. Halakha-wise, we do consider it a cup, but if you ask a question, Shabbat, usually it happens Shabbat morning, can we do a Kiddush on a one-time use cup, on a disposal cup? They tell you, go find a good cup, right? What is the material of the cup? Does it have to be silver, metal, glass, anything? As long as it's a cup, right? Can be glass, can be metal, can be silver, right? Can be clay. Why do people, glass?
No plastic.
No plastic, right? Why do people use silver? Because we have a mitzvah in the Torah called Hidur mitzvah. Hidur means you have to embellish a mitzvah, the best. If you say, I want the best, what's the best Kiddush cup? So maybe gold. The Gemara says, there was a rabbi, he didn't look so nice. He wasn't so beautiful, handsome. And the daughter of the Caesar, the Roman emperor, she saw him. She saw him, why are you so ugly? He told her, you want me to really answer you? She says, yeah. She said, okay. Tell me, your father is rich. Huh? She said, for sure, my father is the emperor. He can have any money that he wants. Very good. If you're so rich, tell me, in the house, when your father drinks wine, how does he drink the wine? He says, silver cups. We have silver cups. Oh, so you're not rich. Why you say that? Because if he's the emperor, he should make gold. He says, tell me the barrels where your father has the wine. What is made? Wood. Yeah, you're not rich. You would have put gold. She went, says, you're right, you're right. Good point. She goes home, she gives order to the servants, I want you to change all the wine barrels into gold. No problem for them, It's nothing for them. It's nothing.
All the wine.
And then she goes, she switches the cup. After a few days, the emperor goes, he drinks the wine, no good. No good. What happened to the wine? So the servant says, we don't know, your daughter said to change to gold. Gold? What piton gold? Gold is not good. It destroys the wine. It has to be wood, cask. They either make whiskeys or the cask, cherry cask, this. So he called the boy, come here. What you do? He says, no, the rabbi told me. Which rabbi? So he called him. He said, why you tell her to do this? It's not fair. He says, no, she told me I'm ugly. So I told her, do this. He said, what's the connection? He says, yeah, if I'll be handsome, all the girls would run after me, I will be busy running after girls, not learning Torah. If I'm a rabbi, I cannot run after girls. So Hashem made me not handsome so I can learn Torah. Right? So you see that gold cannot be a cup.
Wow.
Silver. If you want the best, $9.25 silver or $9.99 silver. You buy a nice Kiddush cup, right? Now people buy whatever they want, So they give me a cup for $20, okay. But if Hashem gave you possibility and you want to honor Shabbat and you want to honor Hashem, always you buy the best. So if you want to buy silver cup. Okay? Does a cup, when you go to buy, all of a sudden you come to the store, there's two kinds of cups. One with a leg, one without a leg. What's kosher, what's not kosher. And you see the most religious people, they buy without the leg. Right? Why? It's not kosher, the other one. The one with the leg is not kosher.
Both of them kosher.
Huh?
Both of them kosher.
So let's explain what's the problem. Or what's the issue, why people prefer. The cup, the truth is the cup, you can hold it any way you want. Give me this cup. No. The cup, right? This is not a kosher cup. But the cup, you can hold it the way you want. You want to hold it like this, or that, anyone. Yes. But we're trying on Friday night, Shabbat, holidays, we're trying to do things al pi Kabbalah, according to Kabbalah. And according to Kabbalah, you're supposed to hold the cup on the palm of your hand. But even according to Kabbalah, there's two opinions. The Arizal and the other opinion. The Arizal says not directly in the palm, and the end of the finger. So only the finger tips stick out. And then what you do, you try to fold your fingers a little bit. You try to fold the fingers on the cup. Other Kabbalistics say you put it in the middle and you fold completely your fingers around the cup. The idea is cup in Hebrew is called kos. Okay? Kos. Right? Kos. Kos, if I take the word kos, okay, and I do the Valerical number, this is 20, this is 6, and this is 60. That will give me 86. Okay? 86 is the Valerical number of the word Elohim. I won't write the full word. Elohim. Elohim means din, judgment. How do you atone? How do you bring chesed? How do you bring goodness, more pleasance into the cup? You have to add something. What do you add? You add the number 5. Plus 5, that makes 91. Where's the 5? 5 fingers. Right? So either you put the fingers around the cup, that's adding 5 to it, either you put the tips. According to majority of Kabbalists, we follow always the Arizal, so we really put it on the tip. Okay? Now, that's besides the point of some people dropping in the cup 3 drops of water. Okay? There's also a reason for that, but I'm not going to go into that. Okay? So, if I have a choice to go into Judaika now, and I see beautiful cups, and I see cups without the leg, and I see cups with the leg, what's more easier to hold on my tip of the hand?
Without the leg.
Without the leg. Without the leg. So that's why people use the cups without the leg. But if I see a beautiful, beautiful cup, I love it. I like the cup. It's beautiful. The way the design, this design. Whoa, with the leg. Oh, so you can just put it in between your fingers. Okay? So you take the leg, you put it in the fingers, and then you try to fold your fingers around it. Or if you're a little bit more balanced, even if you put it with the leg, in the base of the cup, you'll be able to do it.
But it could be like this.
Okay, exactly. So we said you can hold the cup the way you want. The important is the 5 fingers should be surrounding the cup. The cup, okay? So if you want the most convenient and easy cup to handle is without the leg. But if you find something that you like, sometimes the design you like it, it's kosher 100%. There's no kosher, not kosher. Both are kosher. The mehadrin. Both are kosher. So it's just a convenience for you to how do you want to hold the cup.
Makes sense.
Okay? Okay. So now the cup, let's say, any material, but the cup has to have a measure. And that's the most important part of this class today. The measure of the cup. So at the end, we're going to go through a few measures. And at the end, we're going to come to the right measure of the cup, which is the minimum. Okay? We're going to speak about the minimum. After that, if you want to have a barrel as a cup, somebody gave me once a cup of Eliyahu Navi. You need 2 bottles of wine to put inside. 2 bottles of wine to put inside. Huge cup, huge. But let's see what's the minimum.
I seen like silver cups with plastic on the inside.
Yeah, that's not silver. The reason they do that because this metal gets black with use. So they don't want it to get black, so they put a plastic cup to go inside.
Oh.
So this way the wine doesn't touch the cup itself. So it's much easier to take it out, to rinse it, so the water then. Okay.
But you were saying the plastic is not.
It's better not to do that. Okay. According to some opinions, it's chatzitza. It's like separation between the cup and the wine. It's not advisable to do that. You have a cup, you drink in the cup, not put a plastic cup inside. I wanted to speak with you about the measure. The measure, right? We have to go back to Gemara time. The measures was given by the rabbis 2,000, 3,000 years ago. Okay, 2,000, 3 years ago, we did not have not kilos and not pounds. It didn't exist. Kilo and pound, it's something new. It's later on. So what was the measures, let's say 1,000 years ago, by the Rambam? Rambam was a big rabbi, big thing. What was the measure? Let's go back. Before the Rambam, the time of the Torah. I'm going back to Moshe Rabbeinu. Okay, Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu is telling us a measure called log. Measure called log. That's the measure Moshe Rabbeinu used. Okay? Where did we use it? In the Mishkan and Bet HaMikdash. Every time you bring a sacrifice, there's a certain measure of wine that you have to bring with the animal. Okay? It's called Isaron, it's called Hin, Revi'itayin, Shlishitayin. Okay? It has measures. But the big measure was called log. Okay? When it came to Kiddush, Chachamim tell us the measure for the cup of Kiddush, like I said, for Korbanot, there is measures. But when time Moshe Rabbeinu used to do Kiddush, נכון? כמה עושים Kiddush? Since we got the Torah on Sinai.
אז לא בסוג של יחידת מדידה.
Exactly. Log was the measure unity. Okay? Now, for Kiddush, they're telling us you have to use a quarter of a log. Take the log, divide it in 4, a quarter of the log. That's the measure of the unity, right? Of the Kiddush cup. Quarter of a log. But what's a log? What's log? Okay? Okay. Says the Rambam. The Rambam writes in Halachot. Revi'it. And that's also when you're going to hear a lot in Halakha. Revi'it. You have to drink Revi'it. You have to say bracha on Revi'it. Revi'it is a quarter. A quarter of what? A quarter of log. When you tell people Revi'it, a quarter of what? Okay? That's the quarter of log. How much is the log to know how much is a quarter? Comes the Rambam and he's using his measures. The Rambam is 1,000 years ago, 950,000 years ago. Using his measures. So he did not have the log, he had different measures already. The Rambam says, Revi'it is from wine, minamayim minayayin, is tachil minayayin, 26 dirham, 26 dirham, and if it's water, it's 27 dirham. So we are now by wine. 26 dirham. What's a dirham? What's dirham? We know kilo, we know pound. What's a dirham? The Rambam says you need 26 dirham in the cup to make Kiddush. What's the 26 dirham? So I have to find out dirham. Okay? Okay. Now, we know also, we have other unities of measure, right? But the thing is, everything refers to dirham. We have what's called an egg. Shur kabetza. You have to eat lechem kishur betza, right? There's the size of an egg. You have to, when you eat mezonot, kazait, like an olive, you say bracha, right? Again, those measures always referred by the Rambam, egg, 18 dirham. In an egg, there is 2 kazait. So each measure of an olive of the Rambam was 9 dirham. But what is the dirham? Okay. Now, there was here a big split. Ashkenaz, Sepharad. There was a big rabbi called Rav Chaim Na'eh. Rav Chaim Na'eh is a rabbi who took upon himself to go write all the measures of the Torah. מה שכתוב בתורה, any measure in the Torah, he went and he measured it. I'll give you an example. Cup of Kiddush. What's the length of a lulav? How much a length? Lulav is shur. 3 טפחים, 4 טפחים. There's a shur, right? The measure of a mikveh. How much is a mikveh? To put water inside. We need 40 se'ah. Se'ah is a measure, 40 se'ah. How do you measure it? How do you build it? Because To have 40 seah, you need to any measure in the Torah. He wrote a book, and he called it the Book of Measures of Rabbi Chaim Naeh.
And he's the first one who did it.
Yeah. In his measures, for sure, he went and he measured the dirham. Okay? He measured the dirham. He came to the conclusion, dirham is, since he was a rabbi in our time, like 50 years ago, 60 years ago, okay, he was a rabbi in our time, he came to the conclusion dirham is equal to our time 3.2 grams. That's his conclusion. After measuring, and he was a very smart rabbi, he used a lot of sources, he used a lot of mishnayot, a lot of things. This is, now,
So
once,
26 times 3.2.
oh yeah, 1 second. Yeah, very good, you're fast, but let's do it slowly. Now that we have the dirham 3.2 grams, we can measure a lot of things. We can measure a size of an egg. We can measure a size of Kiddush. Let's do the Kiddush. Right? If I take 3.2 grams, right? What's the Rambam say? You need 26 dirham. So it's very easy. I'll do 2.9 times 26 dirham, right? So let's do it like this. 26, 2.9, 9 times 6 is 36.
No.
18,
9 times.
that's 11, and that's...
No, 9 times 6 is 54.
Sorry, 54, yeah.
75.4.
75.4, exactly.
Yes,
Well, 75.4. 75.4 grams. That's
Cup of Kiddush.
That's a cup of Kiddush. Now,
Well,
for us, right, some people in America, they don't know what's grams. So when they measure liquids, they use a unity called ounces. Right? OZ. Ounce,
1 ounce, 28.
28.5, 0.6, depending on the...
28.
Okay? So basically, how many 28 you have over here? Around 3. 2.5. 2.5 ounces. What's an ounce? If you wanna be practical, what's an ounce?
6 now?
An ounce, you know when you come Shabbat?
It's 2.6.
2.6, yeah. You come Shabbat, you know you want to do Kiddush, they give you a shot cup, you know, the small shot cup with the wine. This is an ounce. Okay? So if I need to fill up a Kiddush cup, I would need, what's the minimum? 2.5 ounces means 2 cups. I take 3, let's be large. I take 3 times a Kiddush cup. I fill up the small Kiddush cup, fill up the second time, it's nothing. It's nothing.
Yeah.
That's the minimum. Okay, it's not finished, 1 second.
זה הכמות מינימום חובה לקידוש.
Exactly. Now the thing is, after he wrote that 50 years ago, they found in Cairo, in Egypt, they found like a cellar, Mardef, plenty of books of writing of the Rambam 1,000 years ago. In Cairo, yes. They found in a museum in England, in a museum in England, they found coins of dirham. Where did dirham come from? Who put the dirham? The Turkish government. The Turkish government, they used to make the dirham. They used to give it. That's why in Eretz Israel, in Israel, where the Turkish ruled in a certain point, the coin was not shekel, was not dollar, was not euro, was dirham. Okay? What happened? The dirham was also used by the Englishmen. So what happened? A lot of archaeologists, a lot of researchers, they came to Israel. Since the Turkish were there, they started to look. What did they find? They found a lot of coins of dirham. A little bit over here, a little bit over here. They stole everything. Normally it belongs to Israel. They stole everything and they brought it to England to a museum. So now rabbis used to go there. They heard, oh, there is dirham coins from 1,000 years ago. 1 second. 1,000 years ago, the coin was not only a value, was also a weight. Because it was real silver. They used to use real silver. So it was also a weight. The rabbis went to the museum. You can go today. You can go to the museum. They started weighing the dirham. The biggest dirham coin they found was 2.9. How much Rav Chaim Nai said? 3.2.
That was my
It's a
question.
big difference. It's a big difference.
No, it's 0.3
You know what?
gram
Alo,
difference.
exactly. Now calculate. Calculate now 26 dirham times 2.9.
$75.4.
Yeah, so your mistake over here. Oh yeah, it's a good.
No, it's the same.
That's a good,
No,
same, yeah.
we
But
did
sorry,
like-
do 3.2
Yeah.
times 26.
times 3.2.
2?
83, wow.
Exactly.
83.2.
83.2. You see how much the difference?
Yes.
8 grams. Almost, a little bit more. 8 grams, that's the difference. You know what's the big difference? When you eat a cake. You want to eat a
But
piece of
if
cake?
you
Want to eat a
add
piece of
the
cake? Okay.
83 gram, that's okay. But under 75 gram, that's not okay. For
Right,
me.
exactly. So, Rav Ovadia Yosef, in the beginning, he based himself on Rav Chaim Nai because this was Sfarad, this was the unit measures. Okay? So Rav Ovadia Yosef wrote, dirham 3.2. So now, egg is 18 dirham. Okay? So Rav Ovadia Yosef to say the egg is 54 grams. But then when they found out in England that the dirham really is not more than 2.9, it's 52.2. A difference of 2 grams. With 2 grams, you have a big question. Do I say bracha achona or not? Do I say the final bracha, blessing or not? That's going to be big differences. But you know what's the more sophisticated part of this? Ashkenazim, they never heard about dirham. They don't know what's Turkish, English. They don't know. They were in Europe. They don't know all this. So they said, dirham, no, we don't know what's dirham. We're going to go measure ourselves. We're going to make the measures ourselves. One of the big rabbis made the measures, a big tzaddik, and a big rabbi also, very intelligent. He's called Neoda Biuda. The Neoda Biuda, Rabbi Yecheskel Landau, Rabbi Yecheskel Yehuda Landau. He went and he measured. What did he do? He said, what did you say is an egg? 52.2? No, I came out double, 104. How much you gonna say Kiddush cup? 75? No, 150. And then other rabbis did it, Ashkenazim. All of them said, all the measures doubled. Listen what they say. So the Mishnah Berurah writes, how is big difference like this? Oh, you have to understand something. We measured, if they don't use dirham, what are they measuring? Eggs. Right? What does the Gemara say? A size of an egg. A size of an olive. Olive is two olives is the size of an egg. So they started measuring eggs. When they measured eggs, they said, oh, the eggs today got smaller, double the size. So basically, if you get 52 grams, it's 104. If you get 75 grams, it's 150. Mishnah Berurah writes, it's very hard to double the sizes, but if you want to be sure, when you come to a mitzvah of the Torah, don't play around. Take the most sure. What's the most sure? Take the double measure. What's Torah? Torah is every Friday night. not Shabbat in the morning. Friday night. What's Torah? Kiddush on Yom Tov. Okay? When it comes to eat matzah, we say 27 grams, right? Because you have to eat kazait. How much is kazait? Kazait is 9 dirham. 9 times 2.9 is like 18 grams. No, eat 36 grams. Double. To make sure. Maybe the Noid Yehuda is right. Right? Once the Rabbanan, you can rely on this. Right? Okay. Let me tell you something interesting. This I heard from Rabbi Yaakov Yosef, the son of Rabbi Yosef. There was a city in Rome called Pompeius. This city was covered with a volcano. A volcano erupted and it covered the whole city. After many, many years, not long ago, they went and they started digging. Archaeologists started digging the city and finding bodies because the people over there, they didn't have a chance to escape. The volcano erupted so fast that it covered the people. The whole city was covered. The whole city disappeared with the volcano. So researchers went there and they found bodies, they found, they found eggs. People were cooking eggs, right? And maybe a lady cooked eggs, the volcano erupted. So the eggs were down there. So they found eggs. They measured the eggs. What's the measure of an egg? Rav Chaim Nai. The egg is Rav Chaim Nai. 27 grams something. 52.2. So they came to the Ashkenazim and tell them, hello, we have proof. Oh no, volcano, the lava is hot. So maybe the egg shrunk. Okay, said, what have you other? In Israel, they found a city called Matzada. Huh? What's Matzada? Matzada is the Israelites. They locked themselves in the city, and the Romans came to kill them, right? So they were hungry, and then all the city suicided. When they found the city, it was a whole city, because the people killed themselves, but the city was there. They found a mikveh for ladies. They found the mikveh of ladies over there. Beautiful mikveh. There was no water, but the mikveh was there. You know what's the main part, besides the measure? There is a hole in the mikveh. There's a hole. How do you make a mikveh? You have a regular pool. Where you use water from the faucet. Okay? Water from the faucet goes inside here. But you have another reservoir that comes from the roof, which is rainwater. Okay? Rainwater. Now, in order to make this kosher with regular tap water, I need to have a hole connecting the two waters, and the water goes from here to here, and from here to here. That hole is called Shforferet Hanot. That's the name. Shforferet Hanot. How much is the size of Shforferet Hanot? The size is to be able to put 2 fingers inside comfortably. Okay? But the fingers, we don't use these fingers, we use the size of the thumb. What's the size of a thumb? The length, the width. Rav Chaim Nai comes and he says, the size of a thumb is 2 centimeters. If I need 2, so how much I need? 4 centimeters. So this has to be 4 centimeters connecting between the rainwater and the regular tap water. Came the Ashkenazim and says, no, double. I call double. If this is 4 centimeters, you need 8. They went to Matzada, the archaeologists went to, they found the mikveh. You know what they called? I forgot the name of the rabbi. They called the rabbi who was in charge of all the mikvehs in Israel. Ashkenaz, very big Ashkenaz, very specialist. They told them, the researchers were called Igal Yadin. He's the one founding. He told them, come Rabbi, I found a mikveh. He told them, can I come now? Why does he want to come now? Because he wants to measure Shoferet Anot. That's the most interesting part for him. He knows how to build a mikveh, but this is the most important. The rabbi went, it was very hot in Israel, Chamsin. He went with few people. That day, the Rakevel, you know the, how do you call it? Achbal. You know, to go up, they have like you go up the mountain with the...
Yeah.
Like we go to ski, you go to...
Yeah.
That day it was broken.
Oh.
The rabbi was 80 years old.
Oh.
80 years old. He didn't care. He says, I'm climbing the whole mountain. It took him 2 hours to climb the mountain. 80 years old to climb Matzada. It's a very high mountain. That's why they closed themselves up there. Right? So what happened? They come. Yigal Yadin says, oh, I prepared drinks for you, Rabbi. You know, he's sweating. He said, no. Take me right away. I want to see the Shoferet Anot of the Matzada mikveh. Very old mikveh. 1,500, 2,000 years ago. 2,000 years ago, more.
Skylight. Skylight. Robert.
Skylight. Skyline.
Skyline, yes.
He measured, how much was it? 4 centimeters. Like Rabbi Chaim Naim. So they told him, what are you going to say? Got smaller? It's a stone. It was built in the stone, in the rocks. No. From here, we're left with the big machloket. For Sefarad, the Rambam says the cup of Kiddush should measure 26 dirham. And we go by the new measure of 2.9, like found in the museum in England, the dirham, the original dirham in Israel, by the Turkish and the English government over there, right?
The
So
dirham
if
they find in Israel and the dirham they find in England.
it's the same, it came from Israel.
It's matched.
It's matched. So if a cup has 26 dirham, according to the Rambam, times 2.9, 75.4 grams, which means around 3 ounces. 3 small cups. That's the minimum. Okay? That you, if you have this. Now, if you want to have more, so Ashkenaz sometimes don't know, it's 150. Okay. If you're Ashkenaz, that's your measure. But if you're Sephardi, this is the measure according to Rav Yosef, according to the Rambam. Why? The thing is, the Ashkenaz never knew what's dirham. They never had the chance to know the dirham. Dirham was Turkish, Sephardi, right? We knew because we used it in Egypt, they used it in Morocco, they used it in all of the places. In Europe, they never heard about the dirham. Over there, they had the tropic in Ashkenaz, the tropic, the other kinds of coins, but no dirham. So they didn't know. And when they measured double. So this is to tell you, these are the measures, right, to have a cup. So cup of Kiddush can be any material, should be a real material, not one-time plastic or a paper, right? You should hold it on your palm of your hand, preferably on the tip of the fingers. It can be with a leg, without a leg, to your convenience, right? And it should have a minimum 3 ounces, containing 3 ounces of wine into the cup. Amen.
We shall do it on one side.